But the latest clown who is going to deliver the fabled RV on behalf of these masters, the Rothschilds, is Peter Ellermann, aka Jesper. He are formerly of the Kingdom of Manor. Now, Mr. Ellermann has sights on replacing John von Wright as the new Pindar, head penis. Quite why people fight over that is beyond my understanding. So this is will be a message to the heads of state that are listening. I know who you are. But this was issued to Jesper, aka Peter Ellermann, with the Danish passport. I don't need to put the number out. And relating to Kimberly Ann Goguin, Manor World Holding Trust, and the Global Intelligence Agency. This was sent to him directly and recorded back in December of 2017, which is now denying. And it is as follows. To Mr. Ellermann, due to gross negligence, violations of both written and verbal agreements, failure to adhere to multiple mission statements, and apology letters written and submitted by you to include but not limited to the documentation whereby you signed and agreed not to make any agreements with Dragon family members, to include Rothschilds, Covens, parents, or my predecessors. Let it be known to all parties from this date, which was December the 15th, 2017, which he keeps denying, of this cease and desist, that I, Kimberly Ann Goguin, acting as trustee, signatory, owner, custodian and principal of the Manor World Holding Trust and all of its former names, and as a director of the Global Intelligence Agency, hereby advise you with immediate effect I have terminated and withdrawn you from all activities, appointments, instructions and involvement with you. You are instructed to cease and desist effectively immediately. Any further communication referencing my name, the name of the trust, the assets of the trust, the country code, the documents and any and all appointments, service provider agreements, letters of authority, etc. previously issued and authorised by me. 1. Immediately cease and desist, confirming or indicating that you have the capacity to act on behalf of myself or the Manor World Holding Trust. 2. You will cease to distribute or keep any documents bearing my name or the name of the trust or the name of the Global Intelligence Agency. 3. You will notify all parties involved in your activities of this cease and desist. And 4. Refrain from communicating and contacting me with regards to any business or interests of the Manor World Holding Trust, myself, or the GIA. I hereby confirm the below points of note. 1. All codes, drawing rights, the system access has been completely terminated. There are no codes, drawing rights in your possession which are active as of this date. Your appointment to the GIA has been revoked and all clearances terminated. Your appointment as a service provider has been terminated. Your right to claim access or affiliation with any account asset of the trust, such as the account number MLF 114020987 0702 and any previously issued codes or drawing rights issued by me to you and used by various members of your team must also cease and desist immediately. You must notify any and all members of your downline, team, countries, etc. that your position or positions have been revoked and you no longer work with the Manor World Holding Trust, to include but not limited to the D team, any and all brokers, intermediaries, any officials of the Kingdom of Manor which you have appointed and I did not authorise. I, Kimberly Ann Gogun, have withdrawn completely from any affiliation with the Kingdom of Manor, both personally and acting as the Foreign Minister of Kingdom of Manor. All rights, privileges and treaties of the Kingdom of Manor shall be revoked by separate treaty cancellation and attached hereto. Due to failure to perform under the Service Provider Agreement and any and all other agreements, and making agreements with third parties on my behalf which were not authorised, making agreements with the former trustees and or groups which can be considered terrorist against all of humanity, is considered a complete breach of trust and a violation of what the Manor World Holding Trust stands for. You are not due any compensation now or in the future based on your gross manipulation of my authority without my knowledge. And a copy of this cease and desist shall be lodged with the Council and all parties involved directly or indirectly with the Manor World Holding Trust and myself, Kimberly Ann Gogun. This will be posted tomorrow, by the way, in full. If I get approval, I will also post the Trump sovereignty letter as well. On the same day, notice of revocation of sovereignty and any and dissolution of all treaties between the Kingdom of Manor and the Manor World Holding Trust. To Jesper, aka Peter Ellermann, Grand Master Knight, Kingdom of Manor. Let it be known, Manor World Holding Trust registered Kingdom of Manor as a sovereign nation on the 24th of October 2016 in order to act as a liaison to the Manor World Holding Trust. The Kingdom of Manor was tasked with establishing a central bank to act as a conduit to the Manor World Holding Trust, and for a time Manor World Holding Trust allowed the Kingdom of Manor to utilise its country code, central bank registration number and all its privileges in order to expeditiously achieve this task. But it came to Kim's attention these rights and privileges have been misused in such a manner that it now considers the Kingdom of Manor an enemy of state, and therefore is revoking any and all rights, privileges. Any and all treaties are now null and void based on the activities of the Kingdom of Manor. Manor World Holding Trust, the Master Sovereign, had signed a strict treaty with the Kingdom of Manor entitled Anti-Collusion and Anti-Terrorist Treaty, which specifically prohibits the Kingdom of Manor and any of its ministry, including yourself, from acting in a manner nor colluding with any party which would have been considered an enemy of state towards the Manor World Holding Trust. Therefore, in accordance with sovereign law, Manor World Holding Trust hereby revoked any and all sovereign privileges and the registrations of the Kingdom of Manor as of this date of this treaty violation notification. Sovereign law has always been administered and overseen by the Manor World Holding Trust with no exceptions. We have considered your actions, your apology letter dated November 2017, and have ruled you have violated natural law and also sovereign law. Let it be known to all parties that from this date of this notice of treaty violation, that I, Kimberly Ann Goguin, acting as trustee, signatory, owner, custodian and principal of the Manor World Holding Trust and all of its former names, and as Director of Global Intelligence Agency, hereby advise you with immediate effect I have terminated and withdrawn the Kingdom of Manor from all activities, appointments, instructions, treaties and involvement with you and any affiliated entities. Kingdom of Manor, acting as an enemy of state of the Manor World Holding Trust, is hereby instructing you, Kingdom of Manor, and its ministry to cease, effective immediately, any further communication referencing my name, the name of the trust, the assets of the trust, the country code, documents, and any and all appointments, service provider agreements, letters of authority previously issued and authorised by me. Immediately cease and desist, confirming or indicating that the Kingdom of Manor has the capacity to act on my or the Manor World Holding Trust's behalf, to include any and all assets of the Manor World Holding Trust. You, the Kingdom of Manor, will cease to distribute or keep any documents bearing my name or the name of the trust or the name Global Intelligence Agency, and immediately file this notification of treaty violation with your ministry or ministries. You will notify all parties involved in your activities of this notice of treaty violation and dissolution of all treaties with the Manor World Holding Trust. You will refrain from communicating and contacting me with regards to any business or interest of the Manor World Holding Trust, myself or GIA. I hereby confirm the below points of note. All codes and drawing rights system access issued to the Kingdom of Manor and Jesper Ellermann and Peter Ellermann have been completely terminated. There are no codes, drawing rights in your possession which are active. Your appointment to the GIA and the Kingdom of Manor's clearance under the GIA has been revoked and all clearances terminated. The Kingdom of Manor service provider treaties have been terminated. The Kingdom of Manor's right to claim access or affiliation with any account asset of the trust, such as a certain account number MLF, and previously issued codes, drawing rights issued by me to you and used by your various members of your team ministry, must cease immediately. You, as acting head of state of Kingdom of Manor, must notify any and all members of the government, team, ministry and citizens that all treaties have been revoked and the Kingdom of Manor's sovereignty has also been revoked due to several violations of sovereign law. The Kingdom of Manor no longer has the right to speak for nor have any access to any assets held within the Manor World Holding Trust, to include but not limited to the D-Team, any and all brokers, intermediaries and any officials of the Kingdom of Manor which you have appointed, tribal leaders, other sovereigns or sub-sovereigns of the Manor World Holding Trust. I, Kimberly Ann Goguin, have withdrawn completely from any affiliation with the Kingdom of Manor, both personally and acting as the Foreign Minister of the Kingdom of Manor, due to failure to perform under the service provider treaties and any and all other treaties, and a direct violation of the Anti-Collusion and Anti-Terrorist Treaty, and this dissolution of sovereignty due to violations committed by the Kingdom of Manor, which can be considered terrorism against the Manor World Holding Trust. The Manor World Holding Trust has now registered you within itself and with all its sub-sovereigns as an enemy of state. Therefore, the Kingdom of Manor has been denied access to all assets contained within the trust, and the Kingdom of Manor and all its affiliates are not due any compensation now or in the future. A copy of this treaty dissolution shall be lodged with the Council and all private parties involved directly or indirectly with the Manor World Holding Trust and myself, Kimberly Ann Goguin. The next is Anti-Terrorist and Anti-Collusion Treaty, December the 3rd, 2017, between the independent sovereign nations of the Manor World Holding Trust and the Kingdom of Manor. On this, the 3rd day of December in 2017, a meeting took place between the Kingdom of Manor, represented by His Majesty Jesper Ellermann, reigning royal monarch, bearing the title of the King's Supreme Commander and Grand Master Knight of the Kingdom of Manor. Oh dear. And the Manor World Holding Trust, represented by Kimberly Ann Goguin, trustee and reigning royal monarch. Both being independent sovereign nations representing each of its own interests, have agreed to form a cooperative effort to maintain and share its respective lists of terrorist organisations, to include but not limited to any and all cybercrimes, financial terrorism, extortion, espionage, etc. committed against either nation, and agree to not permit any of the parties on said list from any business activities or crossing its borders. Additionally, it has come to the attention of both parties to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law any parties on the joint list. This treaty prohibits either nation and any of its government officials and or citizens from dealing with the below listed organisations and or persons. Any additional parties can be added at any time and shall serve as an addendum to this treaty upon acceptance and notification of both parties. All parties below have and continue to commit various crimes against both nation states, to include financial terrorism, extortion, cybercrimes, and portraying themselves as representation of either or both nations. Any current members of the Order, also known as the Illuminati, also known as the Gnostic Illuminati, to include parties currently holding position known as Pindar or other leadership roles. The list of terrorist organisations includes any current members of the Blue Dragon family, any current members of the Black Dragon family, any current members of the Red Dragon family, and no, it's not that ambassador clown on the internet, any current members of the Green Dragon family, any current members of the White Dragon family, and no, that is not Fulford, and any current members of the Gold Dragon family, and no, that is not Keenan either. Any current members of the Rothschild family, including extended members, any and all contractors currently executing on orders, any current members of the Committee of 300, any current members of the Trilateral Commission, any current members of the Club of Rome, any current member of AAIA, also known as AIA, also known as the Global Secret Service, or GSS, also known as the Global Nazi Party. We all know who's registered to that, don't we? For those who listen to the show for a while. All former trustee or trustees known to the trust prior to 2013. Any and all persons suspected of dealing with any of the above organisations or acting on behalf of the above organisations, and any and all parties, to include His Majesty Jesper Ellermann and Ms. Kimberly and Goguin found to be knowingly colluding with the above listed organisations and individuals shall immediately be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. This was signed by both Kim and Jesper Ellermann. Now, Jesper aka Peter Ellermann went on to break most of those terrorist organisation rules. Dealt with the Pindar, certainly dealt with the Black and Blue Dragon family, and is currently a paid employee of the Rothschilds family. That is why he had his sovereignty and everything else rescinded for working with terrorist organisations. So like I said, I will post that document probably tomorrow, and I hope the heads of state will, should you require a copy, please contact Kim. You will know how to contact her for proof of said document. The problem is Jesper thinks he can carry on stating he's the head honcho to add another one of his fake titles of the Manor World Holding Trust, and he's nothing to do with it anymore. They are a terrorist organisation that are going around Africa, South America and several other countries with a fake Kim in tow, Kim lookalike, and stating they are the Manor World Holding Trust. Well, I hope with that letter that will end that sort of nonsense. Pack him up and ship him out of your country. He serves no value. He's working for the Rothschilds. We'll be back shortly.